Hello and welcome to the fresh new episode of We Talk Talent series by ETHR World. Today we have with us Madhvi Lal, the Managing Director and Head Human Resources India at Deutsche Bank. She has more than 30 years of work experience, primarily in human resources. She has also worked with companies like Accenture, Standard Chartered Bank, ABN AMRO Bank, Colgate Palmolive, and HCL, Hewlett Packard, and GlaxoSmithKline. Madhvi, we welcome you today to this new episode of We Talk Talent series.
Thanks, Apeksha. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Madhvi. Madhvi, to begin with, past 2 years have seen a lot of changes in the human resource trajectory as such, and on the entire workspace horizon. So, if you want to begin this interview with a very pertinent question on employer brands, so how have you seen the employer brand strategies and the scope as such evolve and being redefined in such times, and in terms to attract hybrid talent in the largely remote and virtual context?
Apeksha, that's a very good question. And there's no easy answer that. So I'll just provide my perspective and my thoughts around this. So if I were to suggest an approach, to build an employer brand, the whole concept, I think, needs to be seen from a point of view of the talent that the organizations want to attract. And today the talent pool is multi-generational in more ways than ever. And obviously that multi-generational workforce has multiple needs. So I think the inclusion element becomes very important. Our working environment will need to cater to the requirements that are based on these individual needs. So flexible working arrangements, like you mentioned, the hybrid working arrangements are really here to stay. And while I mentioned inclusion, what organizations need to focus is on building a caring culture that understands and reacts to these individual requirements. And therefore, this becomes very complex, but will need to be done if you want to build an attractive brand. So the focus, in my mind, will be on creating employee experiences that show the care, the inclusion, the flexibility to address employee needs.
Sure, Madhvi, that was a very crisp and very spot on answer. Going to the next question, if you want to talk about the hiring space. So, there was always a debate about what is more important while hiring, technical skills or soft skills, if you can call them those. But suddenly there's a lot of talk about behavioral skills because of all these remote working culture and all. What organizations have started looking towards is a kind of a behavioral aspect to whatever we are hiring talent nowadays on. So if you want to throw some light on how are you hiring talent at your workplace across functions, so not only at a specific function, because there's some functions you'll obviously need technical skills more than the softer skills, but if you want to maintain a balance kind of a thing across functions, how will you go about it?
If I were to answer your question simply, it is a combination, and the reason for that is we are looking for people who can build a long-term career with the bank. And behavioral skills have always been important for organizations. Technical skills obviously are, but so have behavioral skills been important. So the ability to do the role or the potential of ability to do the role is important and is always assessed. What we look for is a match to the values of the bank as well. And we also look at people who can bring a diversity of perspective and thought. So we assess our candidates on our values, integrity, sustainable performance, client centricity, innovation, discipline, and partnership.
Sure, Madhvi. Madhvi, while we're talking about the skills to hire talent, there's been a lot of focus on how to retain and engage the talent which is already there at your organization. And you being part of an organization and industry which never stopped working in all those times of pandemic as well, I'm sure there's been a lot of challenges and newfound ways to engage those people, those your organization's people, those talent who are there, and keep them motivated during these difficult times, because you never cease to work in these tougher times as well. So how did you go about it, and if you can share some stories or some highlights of your employee engagement strategy which help you sail through these difficult crisis times?
It can take a long time to answer that question because there's so much that's happened. So I'll try and answer the multiple questions in there. As I mentioned earlier, the workforce today is very diverse, and therefore you need a multi-pronged engagement strategy. During the pandemic, I think we all have across industries mastered the art of engaging this virtual, uh, locationally spread out teams. We've recruited and onboarded people virtually. That was never done in the past, right? And I think that journey has been possible because of the great innovation and support of our line managers. People have just adapted very quickly to the new ways of working. So, not to spend too much time on the pandemic, because now things are starting to go back, to so-called normal. We are obviously moving to a hybrid model, and it is time to really focus on how can we engage people who work both virtually and who are physically present in office. Uh, and there are many questions that we're trying to address, and I'll just share a few because obviously I think many organizations are grappling with how to ensure that you continue to engage staff where things are going to be in the hybrid model. How do we ensure equal inclusion of people who are working remotely and who are physically present in office? That's one question. The second question is, how do we train our line managers and leaders to assess productivity and performance in this hybrid world? So will you give more credit to people who are coming into the office, or will you give more credit to people who are working remotely, right? So that question needs to be thought through. How do we ensure our culture and values are embedded as was done pre-pandemic? So during the pandemic, everybody was working virtually, so everybody was being engaged virtually. But when we go back to the hybrid model, how do you ensure the same embedding across the diverse ways of working? So what we are planning is really a change management exercise, to embed an engagement strategy that addresses all these questions as the working models evolve.
Sure, Madhvi, thank you. Madhvi, to conclude this interview, there's a very, very common question on which we have spoken a lot about in this series also with a lot of HR heads and leaders in the industry about DE and I agenda of their organization. But if you can just tweak it a little bit, and if you can talk about the future of it in your organization and in the sector as well, because of this hybrid work mode and with the remote working culture also, which we have seen. So has there been changes in this agenda, and what are those, if you can highlight some of those things for us?
So at Deutsche Bank, we have a strong and targeted focus on diversity and inclusion. And I'll just share something which is good news. Deutsche Bank Group in India has been recognized in the top 10 best companies for women in India 2021 by the Working Mother and Avatar Group. It's a proud moment for us. For the last 2 years, we have been recognized in the list of top 100 best companies, and this is the third consecutive year where we've made it to the list of top 10. And we've also received other external awards for the bank's diversity and inclusion initiatives. This shows our commitment to the agenda. So we've hired about 2,500 people this year, so far, and the diversity hiring is at 46.6%. That shows our commitment to diversity. So I would say a lot of companies talk about diversity and inclusion. I think the bank has made it possible by ensuring that we're hiring as well. In our early careers program, which is the entry level hiring, we hired 400 plus graduates, and I think 250 plus interns. And there the diversity hiring is at 45%. So we've kept our focus there. So it's like putting your money where your mouth is kind of thing. We also conducted a special hiring drive and hired 14 people in the LGBTQI category. And I think it's more than just the hiring and the numbers. I think we have, through our CSR initiatives, we've been able to provide support to the transgender community in some form and shape. We've had sessions in the organization to improve general consciousness and disability inclusion as a manager, as a colleague, as an employee. So our diversity and inclusion agenda is actually very strong and focused, and it's led by a cross-functional team, not just by HR, but a cross-functional team of business managers. And I think to answer your question on, has this the hybrid model, the virtual ways of working, will this throw up opportunities? Certainly. I mean, I think when you have people who have flexi working arrangements, you will be able to get a larger talent pool. You'll be able to attract from a larger talent, people who probably can't come into the office every day, but can come occasionally. Those are the people you can actually include. Women who have and men who have some commitments at home, who can't really come in, again every day to work. Those are the talent we will be able to tap, into and bring into the workforce really. So I think it's a great possibility and a great opportunity for organizations, I think.
Sure, Madhvi, thank you so much. And on that very optimistic thought that the future of workplace will have opportunities which will help boost the employment across sectors and globally as well. We would like to thank you and for your time and close this interview here. And we hope that the coming times would be great for organizations as well as the talent who are and the people who are looking to join various sectors and looking to make a beginning in the workspaces. Thank you so much, Madhvi, for your time and for
Thanks,
that very
Apeksha. Thanks for
interesting.
your lovely questions. Thank you.